Joe Ricketts, TD Ameritrade, Omaha. Joe Ricketts grew up with the idea that having your own business is normal. His father and grandfather, carpenters by trade, managed a contracting business in their hometown of Nebraska City. In 1975, Joe Ricketts and three partners founded First Omaha Securities, a retail securities brokerage firm in Omaha, Nebraska. It was one of the first brokerage firms to offer negotiated commissions. In 1983, First Omaha established itself as a clearing broker and changed its name to Ameritrade Clearing.
We could have located it. We could have located the brokerage any place in the world, quite frankly. Obviously, the United States would have been the most obvious place. But it just so happened I grew up in Nebraska City. I went to Omaha to go to college, and Omaha was where we thought we would put this new third market brokerage, and so it kind of grew out of that. It turned out to be a wonderful benefit for us. So we started advertising in the Midwest edition of the Wall Street Journal, and the telephone calls just started coming in. And we came up with one of our, as technology advanced and changed, we changed our products and services, and one of the products and services that we had was a computer-based system called Ameritrade. That became so popular, it became the company.
Under Ricketts' leadership, Ameritrade began a major push into digital technology that changed the face of financial services.
An interesting thing happened. Not only were we the first to have internet trades and revolutionize the brokerage industry, we really revolutionized the brokerage industry around the world. Two main reasons why Ameritrade was having the opportunity to be successful. First of all, our location. We were not located in the center of the securities industry, so nobody can say this is the way we've always done it. We had to explore ourselves. The second thing is we got wonderful school students coming out of our universities looking for jobs, and there's more students looking for jobs than there are jobs available. So a lot of kids go to East Coast or West Coast to get jobs, but here they found an opportunity for a job to work for a brokerage firm and fulfill the aspirations of their careers. So it was the people really that made Ameritrade work so well, so efficiently, and so effectively. So we were very blessed with a wonderful workforce.
Joe Ricketts spent more than 35 years helping to build and run the world's largest online brokerage, but has also found time for philanthropic ventures and giving back to his community.
I think Joe, in addition to having built Ameritrade and having Ameritrade serve as an engine of opportunity for so many young people here in Omaha, I think he's deeply committed to the community. He's been supportive of the Omaha Conservatory of Music. He's building and operating now a high school for underprivileged children, and feels a deep connection to this place that has been so good to him.
Joe credits his wife Marlene for being an integral part of the business, and together raising 4 children.
So Marlene is an incredibly important partner to not only the development of our family, but the development of the business. We raised our kids to be independent, strong in character. They're fortunate enough they're all bright, and they're all very different. And they all have their different ideas. Now they're all 4 on the board of directors of the Cubs baseball team. Now I know when they go into that boardroom, all 4 of them by themselves, they argue and push their own ideas, but when they come out, they're all agreed to what the solution is. So we're very proud of them in that regard. One of the things that I really like is to see my 12 grandkids lined up in seats watching the baseball game. I have 13, but one's too small.
If I look at Joe Ricketts as a man, as an entrepreneur, as a creator, as an economist, as he was as his major in college, I see a man who very much embodies the values of Nebraska. He's brought a tremendous amount of economic value to the state. He's brought a tremendous amount of intellectual capital to the state. And I think those things in and of themselves, from a business standpoint, really embody who he is and what he represents to the city of Omaha and the state of Nebraska.
I'm really overwhelmed and impressed and enjoying myself quite a bit here tonight, folks. So thank you very kindly for this honor. It's really quite an organization that comes together in this type of evening. And I was asked to give comments for 2, maybe 3 minutes, and I had some ideas. But as I listened to you give these scholarships and recognize the young students, I really kind of changed my mind. And recently, I've had the opportunity to think about what we did at Ameritrade. Normally, I'm thinking about the future, and incidentally, Pete helped build Ameritrade. But I started thinking about all the things that we had accomplished, and it was really quite a bit, and I kind of impressed myself. So I thought I would write a book, and here's the kind of the theme that I want to come out of it. I was born and raised in Nebraska City, good family. People in the city, Nebraska City knew who I was. I had teachers and I had employers and people in the neighborhood took an interest in me. I'm an average guy, probably a little on the slow side as far as a learner, but nobody ever told me. And I was taught that, a human being, a person, can do anything that they want. So I was ever told, no, you cannot achieve that. And as I listen to you give these scholarship awards here today, I'm reminded that that is the same tone, that's the same idea that I heard when I was a young person in Nebraska City. And so what you're doing with these scholarships and with the recognition of the students is incredibly important. And some of these people will turn out to be great leaders for the state of Nebraska. So you're rebuilding back in. So congratulations, folks. It's really, really important. Now I'd like to tell a story on my wife. Marlene always baked cakes for our kids on their birthdays, and she decorated them all up to be individuals. So Pete got his birthday cake, and my son Todd got his birthday cake. And when we started our business, we just had a few employees, and it was kind of like an extended family, as I'm sure a lot of you folks have experienced in your business careers. And so Marlene started to bake cakes for all the employees on their birthdays. And I said, Marlene, you don't understand. I want this to be a big business. You will not be able to bake cakes for everybody very long. And she said, oh, pshaw, go away, don't bother me. Well, of course it did, but people kind of lost, and they really didn't enjoy losing the fact that they got their cake baked on their birthday. But we went to, I think, one birthday celebration a month, and Marlene baked the cake for everybody that had birthdays that month. And then it got too big. We couldn't put all their names on top of the cake. So Marlene quit baking the cakes, and we started buying donuts for everybody, and that lasted for many, many years. But again, it comes back to the idea. You don't know what you're starting, and you don't know what you can do until you really do it, and you push it, and you start it. And many times in my careers, I've gone around the United States, I've heard people say, what is it with you people in Nebraska? I said, what are you talking about? Well, there are so many large national businesses that have come out of Nebraska. Is there something in your water? You guys have probably heard this before. No, it's not. It's what you're doing here tonight that really makes this a great state and brings about the business people that thrive. Thanks ever so much for the honor.
And obviously, it's a particular honor for me to be up here tonight for all the reasons you can probably imagine. But there's a couple that I wanted to comment on. You may have noticed in the video, they said that my grandfather and my great-grandfather were humble carpenters, and they had a contracting business. They built homes and barns and things like that. And they probably never could have imagined that my grandpa in particular, that his son and grandson would be up here on this stage. And to me, that speaks volumes about the greatness of our country. That the opportunity that we have in the greatest nation that has ever been on the face of the earth, and the fact that we live in the best place in the world right here in Nebraska, that the opportunities like that are available to our people. And the second reason it's a particular honor for me to be up here is not only because I'm very proud of my mom and dad, and they taught me all the values that they had with regard to hard work and persistence and integrity and diligence, but also that they happen to be the greatest people that I know personally, and I'm very grateful for everything that you've given to us and our family. So thank you, Mom and Dad.